Hello everyone and welcome back to the class. In the series of circuit analysis, today we will study linearity theorem, which we will use as a tool for circuit solving. We will start with an overview of linearity. You may come across many products which uses simple electrical circuits to the complex one. Now to solve the complex electrical circuits, the engineers have developed some theorem to simplify the circuit analysis, where these theorems are applicable to linear circuits. And these theorems include Thevenin theorem, Norton theorem, superposition, source transformation, and maximum power transfer theorem. Now we will study linearity. Linearity is a property of an element describing the relation between cause and effect, or we can simply say that it is a property of element which describes its relation to the output with the applied input. Throughout the course of electric circuit analysis 1, we will study linearity property for resistors only. The property is a combination of both homogeneity or scaling property and the additive property. Now we will discuss homogeneity property. Homogeneity property says that if we have any system and its input is multiplied by a constant, then with the same factor output will be multiplied. Or if input to a system, which is also known as excitation, is multiplied by a fixed constant number, then the output, also known as response, is multiplied by the same constant. And this is also known as scaling property. Now we will study its application to Ohm's law. We know that for Ohm's law, voltage across any resistor is equal to the product of current through the resistor and resistance of the resistor. So voltage will be equal to the product of current through the resistor and resistance of the resistor. Now here current acts as the input and voltage as the output. Now if the current is multiplied by a constant K, then the output voltage K will increase corresponding to the constant K. Likewise, Ki product with resistance R will give us K times voltage. Second part of linearity is additive property. Additive property requires that sum of response of input is the sum of response to each input applied separately. Or we can say that if we have a system to which we apply two inputs A and B, now corresponding to these both inputs A and B, we will have two outputs, namely C and D. Now if we have another input E, which is the sum of A and B, now corresponding to this we have output F. Then according to additive property, the output F must be equal to sum of outputs C and D. Now we will study its applicability to Ohm's law. Let we have a resistor R and current flowing through the resistor is I, and voltage drop across the resistor is represented by V. So according to Ohm's law, V will be equal to IR. At first we will apply current I1 to the resistor, and corresponding to this we will have output voltage of V1, and V1 will be equal to I1 into R. Now we have another current of value I2 to which we have output voltage of value V2, and V2 is equal to I2 into R. Now we have another current I, which is sum of I1 and I2. When we will apply this current I to the resistor R, we will have output voltage of V equals I into R. Now substituting the value of I give us V equals I1R plus I2R, or V will be equal to V1 plus V2. So the output voltage V is equal to the sum of responses to each input applied separately. Now as resistor has satisfied homogeneity and additive property, so a resistor is a linear element. In general, a circuit is linear if it satisfies both additive and homogeneity property. A linear circuit consists of only linear elements, linear dependent sources, and linear independent sources. A linear circuit is the one whose output is linearly related or directly proportional to the input. And throughout this series of circuit analysis lecture, we will study linear circuits. Now with the help of an example, we will study linearity property. Consider the given circuit. The linear circuit has no independent source inside it, and the circuit is excited by a voltage source which serves as an input. The circuit is terminated by a load R, and the current I is flowing through the load R which serves as the output. Suppose the source voltage or Vs equal 10 volt give us output current of 2 ampere. Now according to linearity principle, if source voltage equal 1 volt, and to this output current will be equal to 0.2 ampere. Now in this case both quantities are divided by 10. Now by the same token, if output current equals 1 milliampere, and this will be due to the source voltage of 5 millivolts. Now in another example, we have to find current I0 when source voltage is equal to 12 volts and also when source voltage equal 24 volts. Now we will start the solution by applying KVL to both loops, and this will give us equation 1 and equation 2. We have a dependent voltage source whose value is 3Vx, where Vx is the voltage across a 2 ohm resistor present in loop 1, and its value will be 2I1. Now substituting the value Vx equal to I1, we will have equation 3. Adding equation 1 and equation 3 give us 2I1 plus 12I2 equals 0, or on solving I1 will be equal to minus 6I2. Substituting this in equation 1, we get I2 equal Vs over 76. Now if we analyze loop 2, we know that mesh current I2 is equal to I0. So I0 will also equal to Vs over 76. Now as a first case, when source voltage is equal to 12 volt, we will have I2 equal 12 over 76. And in second part, we have a source voltage of 24 volts. So I2 will be equal to 24 over 76. Now taking 2 common from the numerator, we will have 2 multiplied by 12 into 76, which implies that as we have doubled the source voltage and our given circuit is linear, so the current I0 has also been doubled, which is equal to 2 times 12 over 76. So we can say that when source voltage will double its value, the current I0 will also get doubled. And this is due to linearity property of the circuit, because our given circuit is linear. Now in another example, let I0 equals 1 ampere and use the linearity property to find out the actual value of I0 current. We will start analyzing the circuit from output end, or from 5 ohm resistor. Now if I0 equals 1 ampere, then V1 will be equal to 3 plus 5 multiplied by the current I0, and this will give us V1 of 8 volt. Now with node 1, we have 2 resistors of value 3 ohm and 5 ohm which are connected in series, and current flowing is I0. Now with the same node V1, we have a resistor of 4 ohm through which I1 current is passing. Now using Ohm's law, I1 will be equal to V1 over 4 or 2 amperes. Now applying KCL at node 1, we will have I2 equals I0 plus I1. Substituting both values, we will have I2 equals of 3 ampere. Now the node voltage V2 will be equal to V1 plus voltage across 2 ohm resistor, which will be I2 into 2. Substituting values, we will have V2 equals 14 volt. Similarly, I3 will be equal to V2 over 7 because one terminal of 7 ohm resistor is connected with node voltage of V2 and another one is connected with ground. So I3 will be equal to V2 over 7, and this will give us the value of 2 ampere. Now using KCL at node 2, we will have I4 equals I2 plus I3, which implies that I4 will be equal to 5 ampere. Now if source current equals 5 ampere, this shows that if source current is of 5 ampere, we will have a I0 of 1 ampere, where the actual source current is of 15 ampere, which will give us I0 of 3 ampere as of actual value. As our system consists of linear elements, so we can apply homogeneity property of linear system here. Now important thing to note down here is that relation between power and voltage or power or current is non-linear, because we know that power is equal to I square R in case of given current. Also for a given voltage, power is equal to V square divided by R. Now if you consider the case of current, for a given current of I1, the power across the element R will be P1, which will be equal to I square 1R, and if current I flow through it, then power across the resistor R will be P2, which will be equal to I2 square into R. Now as a property of additive, if I1 plus I2 current flows through the resistor R, then power absorbed will be equal to R multiplied by I1 plus I2 square, which will give us RI1 square plus 2R into I1 into I2 plus R into I2 square. And in this case, if you substitute, the power P3 will not be equal to the sum of P1 plus P2. So the relation of power is non-linear. Therefore the theorem covered in this series will not be applicable to power. And thanks for watching this video.